You know, coming up very soon, we are going to be doing our worst and best films of 2026 so far. And I had a thought of, oh god, my worst list is not at a perfect round number. Congratulations, little brother. Right in the clutch, you rounded the list out. And it breaks my heart to say that. Hi, everyone. It's me, Grant, the movie and TV guy, here with a quick out of the living room review for the film Little Brother. Little Brother is a comedy. It stars John Cena. He is a realtor, with a wife who is a humanitarian and also very, very stupid and obtuse, and like she's from another planet. He has an older brother who he's always living in the shadow of, played by Christopher Meloni. He also has a little brother. By that I mean a volunteer little brother, played by Eric Andre, who is ignored for almost 30 years. And then he has now become a patient in a mental asylum. He escapes to reunite with his brother. Inexplicably, he's played by Eric Andre, who usually can make me laugh just walking into a room, not this time. And he causes chaos because inexplicably, the wife, once again played by Michelle Monaghan, asks him to come home with them, much to John Cena's chagrin. And very, very, very soul-crushingly unfunny shenanigans ensue. Guys, Busboys is still the worst comedy of 2026 because I don't even think it attempted jokes, and I thought it was much more hateful than this movie. Little Brother is one of the worst comedies I've ever seen. It's right up there. I hated this movie. It annoyed the fuck out of me. It was unfunny. It was soul-crushingly unfunny. And it should have been a layup. The premise is not a bad one, especially for a very dark comedy. It is written by two writers. Their names are Andrew Paul and Jared Fogle, or not Jared Fogle, dear God. Jared Paul and Andrew Fogle, my bad. They wrote a really, really underrated dark comedy from about a decade ago called The D Train, which I highly recommend, starring Jack Black, which was a more caustic kind of comedy. You have John Cena. You have Eric Andre. You have a supporting cast that includes the likes of people like Michelle Monaghan and Sherry Cola and Caleb Heron and Ego Nwodum and Sarah Ramos, among others. And this movie and Christopher Meloni, this movie just lies there. It is so not funny. I must admit, though, okay, I laughed twice. And I'm going to be honest with you, they might have been out of desperation, and I smiled once. All three of these were in the last act of this movie. To save you the time and the trouble, I will give you the only worthwhile jokes in the movie. There's a sequence where Christopher Meloni is at a event. He recently had an accident that involves him having to use one of those, tracheotomy, like one of those voice boxes, right? And he's sitting with his teenage nephews, and he's talking to them, and he says, and his whole thing is he name drops famous people, and there's a bit where he's talking with the thing about how I got this off of Michael Douglas. I got this from Michael Douglas. When he got throat cancer from eating his wife's pussy too much. That was the first laugh. The second laugh, Mom, I hope you're not watching. The second laugh was Eric Andre's character has like a roommate who at the mental asylum who likes to he likes to use inanimate objects and make people out of them. And there's a moment toward the end where he shows Eric Andre this horrifying like puppet that he made of him, and he goes, "I made it out of lunch meat. I have to keep changing the lunch meat every week so that we don't attract vermin or whatever." And Eric Andre's like, "Oh, yeah, that's great. That's so nice." And then he goes, "I gave it a vagina." That was the second laugh. The smile was Sherry Cola is Eric Andre's love interest, and after the third act breakup, spoiler alert, to win him back, she serenades him with Hoopa The Reason. I kind of smiled at that. Other than those three moments, this was a complete desert. And even those were not that funny, but I feel like there was a point where I was just kind of desperate, and it caught me off guard enough where I was like, okay. Little Brother is... the reason it's not worse than Busboys is that it's not offensive, necessarily. Although, not to say that you can't do a funny rim job joke, but come on. What's funny about John Cena's teenage son's pulling up as his father is getting his ass eaten by his wife in the backseat of a car? Like, what's funny about that? It's just inherently not funny. I thought this movie was just stupid and not funny, and not even funny, stupid, and anti-funny. Like, again, I love Eric Andre. His show, I think, is brilliant. I don't know what happened here. I feel like this was a layup that really they missed. I hated this movie. Little Brother, you came in the clutch. It's one of the worst films so far this year. And I'm going to give Little Brother the biggest thumbs down. I couldn't wait for this movie to end, and it's not even that long. The movie's like 90 minutes. I couldn't wait for this movie to end. Anyway, but yeah, Little Brother, 0 stars. Yeah, 0 stars. Thumbs down, thumbs all the way down. It's one of the worst films of the year so far. Those are my thoughts. What are your thoughts? Have you seen Little Brother? What did you think about it? Did you like it? Did you hate it? Are you planning to see it? Are you not planning to see it? Did you like my take? Did you not like my take? Comment below, let me know. We will be back with more very soon, including Strong, the new thriller produced by Tyler Perry, as well as another Screen Unseen, and I didn't forget Jackass Best and Last. So that's all coming up, and and next week is Enola Holmes 3 and Minions and Monsters. So that's coming up. And in the meantime, like, subscribe, do all the things, and I will catch you all in the next one. Take care. Love you guys. Bye.